Sanjay Raut, in fact, it's not just Sanjay Raut, but several Shiv Sena and apart from the opposition leaders have said that Enforcement Directorate, CBI, Income Tax Department, they are being misused by the Narendra Modi government to arm twist people into submission, to arm twist opposition into submission. And he said this about Eknath Shinde and others, that the rebels have gone on the other side because they are under pressure from the government. But he too now is in the line of fire and has been for some time. So there is this allegation of misuse of Enforcement Directorate, CBI, Income Tax Department. But then there are also these cases that are pending against those leaders. Enforcement Directorate and Income Tax Department and the Central Bureau of Investigation at different points of time have said that they are carrying their investigations forward. And another aspect, if you notice, Shiv Sena has maintained all the rebel leaders who went to Guwahati, all the cases against them suddenly were put either on the back burner or clean chits have been promised to them if the Maha Vikas Aghadi government collapses. So this is very, very interesting at this point of time, where you virtually see the beginning of a fratricidal war, Sena versus Sena on the streets. It's starting from Thane. Does it actually expand to other parts of Maharashtra? Remains to be seen at this point of time.
At this point, the timing of the ED summons will certainly raise a lot of questions. In fact, I have with me joining us Ritvik as well. Ritvik getting us those details of this ED summons. Ritvik, over to you. Sanjay Raut now been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate tomorrow in a case related to Pravin Raut and Patra Chawl land scam case. Could you elaborate for us exactly what are the allegations in this case which the ED has now taken interest right amidst the political crisis in Maharashtra?
Yes, Nabila, this was about to come, and we are seeing that Sanjay Raut has been summoned by ED for tomorrow in a case which was related to Patra Chawl. Patra Chawl is a big chawl in Goregaon area where Wadhwa has taken over, and they were about to do a redevelopment project in which there are some transactions which are in question of ED. And Pravin Raut, who is the prime accused of the case, there are allegations that Varsha Raut, the wife of Sanjay Raut, was accused of some transactions of involvement in these transactions from Pravin Raut wives and Varsha Raut. So there this link has been found, and ED has already summoned Varsha Raut. She had come forward ED and they were questioned earlier also, but then FIR was filed and then ACB also intervened, and now Sanjay Raut property had also been seized in this case. There were some properties in Alibag area where the land which is owned by Raut family has been seized. It is in the name of Varsha Raut, and all these linkages have led to the amount of huge transaction which ED is investigating for last 6 months. Now the time has come that ED has summoned Sanjay Raut for the same case, the questioning and the investigation of the same case. And Sanjay Raut, after going all out against BJP and rebel MLAs, he's been accusing and he's been making statements which are really objectionable. And after that, we have seen this coming, that Sanjay Raut has been called upon by ED tomorrow in Mumbai office.
Right, any word that's come from the Raut family at the moment? And I'd like you to elaborate to us exactly what are the allegations in this case. Is Sanjay Raut's involvement directly in this land deal is what the ED is suspecting? Ritvik, can you hear me? Are we looking at Sanjay Raut's direct involvement in this land scam?
Yes,
Is that what the suspicion is for the Enforcement Directorate?
Yeah, that's the point needed to be investigated by ED, because earlier Sanjay Raut had stated that he has no direct involvement. There was only a transaction of 50 to 55 lakhs on the name of his wife Varsha Raut and wife of Pravin Raut, who is the prime accused in this case. He has been arrested, and the questioning of the CA of Pravin Raut, it has revealed that there were transactions which are unaccountable. They couldn't give the source of this transaction, and that was the reason he was called upon. But Sanjay Raut has also stated that they have returned back the money, they have paid it back to the Pravin Raut, and after that they don't have any direct connection with this case, especially with the Patra Chawl and the allegations which are made against Wadhwa. But now we can see that ED is still to question the Raut family, especially Sanjay Raut and Varsha Raut. So for that, Sanjay Raut has been summoned by ED for tomorrow.
Well, this is a big blow undoubtedly to Sanjay Raut. At this point, when we're looking at the Maharashtra political situation dilapidating, in fact, the Maha Vikas Aghadi government itself at the brink of collapse, Sanjay Raut, the man who is firefighting this entire crisis right from day one, standing firm with his leader Uddhav Thackeray, now faces ED summons. And not just him, his family members as well. This is a case related to Pravin Raut and Patra Chawl land scam case, where his wife's involvement is also suspected. Some of the properties of Sanjay Raut has already been attached earlier as well by the Enforcement Directorate. But the question remains the timing of the ED summons. Gaurav with me on that as well. Gaurav, you know, one can't help but ask the Enforcement Directorate taking keen interest in Sanjay Raut's irregularities in property transaction just at a time when they're all set to prove their majority on the floor of the House. And let me remind you, there are a couple of ED cases against a few rebel MLAs as well who's with the Shinde camp. So no summons have gone to them as yet.
This investigation has been on for some time, and Varsha Raut has been summoned earlier. She's been spoken to earlier. 8 parcels of land, you know, and plus a flat in Dadar that's been seized earlier. This is alleged to be a 1,034 crore rupee alleged scam. That is the allegation of the Enforcement Directorate. They are investigating a scam. They're seeking certain information. They're seeking certain papers. And Sanjay Raut has reacted to it even earlier. You know, when the story broke, Sanjay Raut had said, if you want, you can shoot me. If you want, you can seize my property. But I'm Balasaheb Thackeray's soldier. I will continue to fight and I will continue to prove my innocence. Varsha Raut, his wife, Pravin Raut, a very close aide of his, the Enforcement Directorate wants clarity from them on this alleged scam. But we are getting the first reaction from Priyanka Chaturvedi, the deputy leader of the Shiv Sena in Rajya Sabha, who's actually reacted to our colleague Polami Saha giving out these details. And Priyanka Chaturvedi has said that the Enforcement Directorate is actually showing its param bhakti to the Narendra Modi government. So, the Enforcement Directorate is in the line of the Shiv Sena fire for the timing of these summons, with Priyanka Chaturvedi saying that it's the param bhakti of the Enforcement Directorate to the Narendra Modi government.